Did you know there's a common anti-inflammatory that can pose risks to your health and even cause a heart attack? Do you have the habit of buying over-the-counter anti-inflammatories at the pharmacy to treat headaches, sore throats, or back pain? Well, before taking any anti-inflammatory, watch this video until the end. I'm sure you have at least one of the medications I'm going to mention stored at home. And attention, if you're keeping precisely the type that most increases the risk of heart attack, don't take it on your own. Among the most commonly used medications are anti-inflammatories, NSAIDs, such as diclofenac, Ibuprofen, naproxen, and celecoxib. What many people don't know is that anti-inflammatories can be very dangerous and increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, and in more severe cases, even death. But is there an anti-inflammatory that is safer than another? Which one? Should hypertensive, diabetic patients, or those with any heart condition never take them? And better yet, what is the safest medication to treat pain in cardiac patients? Are there some natural remedies to fight inflammation? In today's video, you'll discover all this and much more. But first, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Where in the world are you from? After watching the video, leave a comment below so we can get to know you better. Massive consumption in the United States. In the United States, more than 70 million prescriptions for anti-inflammatories are written annually. And when we include over-the-counter use, more than 30 billion doses of NSAIDs are consumed per year in the country. Approximately 70% of people aged 65 or older use NSAIDs at least once a week, and half of them take at least 7 doses per week. I'm sure you have at least one of the medications I'm going to mention stored at home. And attention, if you're keeping precisely the type that most increases the risk of heart attack, don't take it on your own. How do anti-inflammatories work? When we suffer a blow, twist our knee, or have an infection like the flu, the body triggers an internal alarm called inflammation. It's a natural response to protect and repair what has been injured. The body releases chemical substances called inflammation mediators, which increase blood flow to the injured area, making the vessels more permeable so defense cells can arrive faster. This causes heat, redness, swelling, and pain in the area. That's where the anti-inflammatory comes in. It works like a brake on this process, reducing the production of these inflammatory substances and decreasing the symptoms. You've probably noticed that soon after taking an anti-inflammatory, there's quick pain relief within a few hours. But there's an important detail. It doesn't make the injury heal faster. If you've hurt your knee, the body needs time to rebuild the tissues. The anti-inflammatory can provide comfort, more mobility, and less suffering, but it won't speed up the recovery of the injury. Which drugs are NSAIDs? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, come in various strengths, with some available without a prescription and others requiring one. Over-the-counter options commonly include aspirin, found in brands like Bayer and St. Joseph, Ibuprofen, marketed as Motrin and Advil, and naproxen sodium, sold as Aleve. For more potent formulations, prescription-strength NSAIDs are available, such as celecoxib, Celebrex, diclofenac, Voltaren, phenoprofen, Nalfon, indomethacin, Indocin, and ketorolac, Toradol. The availability and classification of these medications may differ across different countries and healthcare systems. What are the risks to the heart? It's estimated that more than 100,000 hospitalizations and more than 16,000 deaths in the United States occur annually due to complications related to NSAIDs, with costs exceeding $4 billion. If you have hypertension, you should be very careful, because your risk of having a heart attack increases significantly with the use of this medication, especially when used for long periods. And when we talk about the heart, the care must be even greater. For those who already have hypertension, blocked arteries, arrhythmia, heart failure, or a history of heart attack, the use of certain anti-inflammatories becomes an additional risk. These medications can make you retain more salt and water, accumulating more fluid in the body. The excess fluid increases pressure inside the blood vessels, and the heart is forced to work much harder to pump blood. Furthermore, the FDA warns that the use of NSAIDs increases the risk of myocardial infarction or stroke. The risk can occur as early as the first weeks of use and appears to increase with higher doses. Don't take any anti-inflammatory without first talking to your cardiologist. Is there any safer anti-inflammatory? Yes, there is. Several studies indicate that naproxen appears to be the least harmful in the group when it comes to cardiovascular effects. The use of coxibs or diclofenac significantly increased serious vascular events, serious coronary events, and the risk of vascular death. Ibuprofen significantly increased serious coronary events. In patients recently hospitalized for severe coronary disease, naproxen had better cardiovascular safety than diclofenac, ibuprofen, and higher doses of celecoxib. In summary, there is no completely safe anti-inflammatory for the heart, but among the available options, naproxen, in dosages of up to 1,000 milligrams per day, or low-dose ibuprofen, up to 1,200 milligrams per day, are the preferred NSAIDs when used at the lowest possible dose and for the shortest necessary time. Which are the worst for the heart? Diclofenac is associated with the highest risk of cardiovascular events, with risks similar to those of COX-2 inhibitors. Compared to placebo, diclofenac increased the risk of stroke, the total rate of cardiovascular death, and mortality from all causes. Another concern is the selective COX-2 anti-inflammatories, created with the idea of better protecting the stomach, but which ended up showing a greater risk to the heart. Among them are celecoxib and atoracoxib. This doesn't mean that one pill will cause a serious problem in everyone. If you're healthy, don't have any disease, and don't have a family history, one diclofenac pill won't bring greater risk. However, if you have hypertension, some serious arrhythmia, or have a blocked artery in your heart, this type of anti-inflammatory can indeed represent a real danger. What can you take? If you already have high blood pressure, arrhythmia, diabetes, or have a blocked artery, what can you actually use when pain appears? In these situations, the best option is almost always to use a simple painkiller, such as acetaminophen Tylenol. Acetaminophen appears to be safe for both the heart and the intestines. Experts consider Tylenol and topical pain relievers as the preferred painkillers for people with heart failure. But unlike NSAIDs, acetaminophen has no effect on inflammation. Additionally, high doses can damage the liver. Don't take more than 3,000 milligrams per day. Anti-inflammatories may seem harmless because they're in every pharmacy, but the truth is, they're not all the same for the heart. Some are clearly linked to a higher risk of heart attack and stroke, while others have a somewhat safer profile, but none are completely free of side effects. If you're healthy, occasional and short-term use is usually well tolerated, but if you have risk factors, poorly controlled high blood pressure, or any heart disease, the recommendation is clear. Prefer simple painkillers like acetaminophen and never self-medicate with anti-inflammatories. What are some natural remedies for inflammation? There are quite a few natural ways to help manage inflammation that you might want to try. First off, what you eat makes a big difference. Foods rich in omega-3s like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are great, and if you're not into fish, walnuts and flax seeds work too. Turmeric is really popular for inflammation. Just mix it with a bit of black pepper to help your body absorb it better. Ginger is another good one, whether you use it fresh in cooking or make it into tea. Green tea, berries, leafy greens, and good quality olive oil are all helpful too, because they're packed with compounds that fight inflammation. Beyond what you eat, your daily habits matter a lot. Getting regular exercise, sleeping well, and finding ways to manage stress like through meditation or yoga can all make a real difference. Keeping a healthy weight helps too, since carrying extra weight tends to increase inflammation in the body. Some people also find supplements like fish oil, bromelain, or boswellia useful. And just as important as what you add in is what you cut back on processed foods, sugary stuff, and trans fats all tend to make inflammation worse. That said, if you're dealing with ongoing or serious inflammation, it's really worth seeing a doctor to make sure there's nothing else going on. These natural approaches work best when they're part of your overall lifestyle, not just quick fixes. I hope you liked the video. If so, consider giving it a thumbs up. This topic is of public interest, so share it with your loved ones. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to support our growth and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We're curious to know, did you know about the danger of taking anti-inflammatories? Share with us in the comments below. Before you leave, you may also find some other helpful videos popping up on your screen right now. Feel free to click on any of them, or even better, watch both to continue your knowledge journey with us. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.